Today we're talking about Dahlia Reserve Pinot Noir, and we are with Bill Brosseau. Bill Brosseau, who are you affiliated with and what do you do?
So I'm the winemaker for Dahlia and Dahlia Reserve, and as well as Testarossa Winery in Los Gatos.
Okay, great. And tell me first about Testarossa. What do you produce there?
So Testarossa, while based out of Los Gatos in the South Bay, we source fruit from predominantly Central Coast, Monterey, Santa Barbara counties. Single vineyards, we do Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, and we're about 15,000 cases of real small bottlings from some very prestigious vineyards such as Pisoni's, Gary's, Viennacido.
Okay, great. And tell me about Dahlia. When did it first begin? What vintage?
2008 was the first vintage I took on Dahlia. It had been a project out of Monterey, and the opportunity came up to really kind of juice up the quality and the fruitiness and the freshness. So we enjoyed that challenge to be able to make a broader blend, somewhat like having a symphony of instruments versus a solo. So it's really rewarding to be able to take a wider vantage point of the counties that were usually looking only solely at one plot of land. We have a lot more opportunity to make an exceptional wine through the blending process.
And is a Dahlia made for someone specifically?
So yes, we contracted with BevMo to do the Dahlia and Dahlia Reserve specifically to their parameters. Wilfred is heavily involved with the blending approval process, so we really work together. I'm the architect along with Wilfred in making these exceptional wines.
Okay, and tell me about the Reserve today. We are tasting the Reserve. Tell me about it.
So yeah, the Reserve is a little different from the regular Dahlia. It's a little more accessible and kind of a lush style. The Reserve has a lot of the same red fruit components, but a little more acidity, a little more French oak. It's sourced from vineyards that have a little more stuffing, a little more concentration. So the wine keeps, it's very generous with dimension and finish, and definitely continues to prove over the night or over the next few years.
Okay, when the wine is released, what is the projected drinking period for that wine, from when to when?
So at release, we would love to see a few months of a bottle settling down. What's really important is the temperature of serving or consuming can really have a dramatic impact on the closeness to the releasability. But essentially, 6 months to 3 years is a great window for the Dahlia Reserve program. It really is on its way up. And I always try to have the wine be on the way up as it's being consumed versus on its way and peaking. Don't want people to be drinking the wine after it's peaked.
Okay, fantastic. Now, in a Dahlia Reserve, since you're making this for BevMo, what is the key ingredient of how well it works with a retailer who's your client, making the wine for them? You work with Wilfred, and what is the key there that makes this a successful program?
Sure. Yeah, what I essentially do, I keep it very simple. I'm really particular about the vineyards I work with, and having spent most of my life working in vineyards, I have a real good sense. I can speak the language the growers speak, and can really fast track ourselves into really high quality sites. So I really look at it as though I want to bring in the highest quality fruit and work with that. And just through the natural process, some lots go exactly the way I planned. Some may not go totally direction, but still are a very solid wine. So and aiming really high. Even if you don't hit that perfection level, a step below is just as good with me. So I think the blending process. Some people really love certain flavors and dimensions. Other people's like other components, and kind of being the architect, as long as I'm communicating well and telling people what's going on with the wine or where it's headed, we can really generate some real successful results.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Bill, for taking the time to talk with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.